US Vice President and the nominee for President, Kamala Harris, has raised more than $100 million during the Democrat convention last week. That's what her campaign has told the New York Times. Well, joining us this morning is Curtin University's Dean of Global Future, Joe Siracusa. How does that funding match up to Donald Trump, and who can use it the best, Joe?
Good morning, Pete. Look, she's doing very well with the funding. She's actually raising a little more than Donald Trump right now, but Trump doesn't have to worry, Pete. You know, Kamala Harris has a wonderful week, and we only have 10 weeks to go, was sort of canceled by Trump's acquisition of Robert Kennedy's support, Robert Kennedy Jr. Robert Kennedy Jr. represents 5 to 10% of the American electorate, that is, people who are eligible and who will vote. And I think he'll be very crucial to President Trump in states like Wisconsin, states like Minnesota, maybe North Carolina. He'd be very good in the battleground states. And, you know, he's not crazy, Pete. You know, he's crazy like a fox, as a matter of fact. You know, he's against certain excesses of lockdowns, et cetera. But, you know, there are guys like him 40, 50 years ago who were persecuted because they wanted to put in seat belts and ban tobacco. I mean, this guy, he might be even ahead of his time. But yeah, look, he adds, I think, an important factor to President Trump. Now, people say that Trump's not paying attention, that he's focusing too much on Kamala Harris. But, you know, Trump had enough common sense to accept this man's hand. He's treated him very well on the campaign trail. And I'll tell you what, I think Trump is now going to be up 2, 3, 4 percentage points. And of course, Kamala hasn't offered anything new. You know, she offers more of the same of Joe Biden. In fact, you know, what we got is a different jockey, different jockey on a different horse.
I've just brought up, just while you were talking about that, so Real Clear Politics is always my go-to. People are going to be sick of me talking about that, but I mean, it's the best average, because it averages them all out. And this is the widest gap that I've seen Kamala Harris now. So she's up by 1.5%, 48.5 to just under 47. But Trump is still ahead on the electoral map, which is where it all counts. So, I mean, is this as far away, now that she's had the convention, that's out of the way, she was always going to get a sugar hit out of that. Is that as far away as you think she gets, and then Trump starts to reel in? Or is the fact that people just didn't want either Biden or Trump, so they're just happy to go with a new person, and the gap will extend?
Well, I think people will get tired of Kamala Harris's candidacy. I mean, she has to say she's not offering anything new, and Donald Trump has a very clear path to the presidency through the Electoral College. Keep in mind, Pete, that in 2016, President Trump received 3 million votes less than Hillary Clinton, but he still won the Electoral College. It's the Electoral College, true, which is everything.
That's where it all counts, yeah. The popular vote doesn't matter. Yeah.
Founding fathers love democracy, but they like the Electoral College better because they're a little suspicious of democracy at the end of the day.
Which makes swing states so crucial. That's why they decide the election, yeah.
Well, that's why bringing on Kennedy was very important. I think he's going to turn the tide in the battleground state of Michigan. I think he's going to win the state of North Carolina for Trump, and I think he's going to maybe even Nevada and Arizona. So I think Trump has made a very positive acquisition.
So what does he get? Sorry, Joe. Yeah, go.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what does he get out of return for that? Sorry, we've got a little delay here. What does RFK Jr. get out in return? I mean, he was apparently shopping himself around to both contenders, as people do. Turns out Trump maybe got the best deal for him. So where do you expect him to see if Trump wins?
Well, he was shopping around his agenda. He's against big ag and big corporations. He's for the little guy. He's trying to clean the air and the food chain for kids, et cetera. What he's going to get, of course, is he's going to get a major seat in Trump's cabinet. He might be Secretary of Commerce or something like that. Yeah, he's going to become a big player. And you know, all this stuff, all the criticism you hear about him on the mainstream press, I mean, that's all nonsense. They're quite afraid of this guy because if you listen very closely to Robert Kennedy Jr., he makes a lot of sense, and he's going to make Trump look more sensible than he is on certain issues. My only concern is that Trump starts to concentrate on Kamala Harris. Pete, I think Donald Trump is still suffering a little bit from that assassination attempt his failure to concentrate properly. I don't think it's possible to nearly to cheat death like that without having some longer-term consequences. I think he's having trouble concentrating. And but on the other hand, he won 28% of the vote last time doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you on that point. That it wouldn't be easy. It sure wouldn't be easy, regardless of who you are, if you come that close to death. Just to shrug it off would be almost impossible. But we'll see where it goes. Joe, we're out of time. Thank you.